We already seen what is arithmetic operator. In arithmetic operator, we have a addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, and modulus that gives the remainder value. Most of the people not aware what is modulus, which gives the remainder of a given value. Let's write a simple program. What I'm going to do is, using a modulo operator, I'm going to print the remainder of a given value. Using a print function, using an input function, I'm going to do this. If you are aware of how to calculate a remainder, then you can skip this video without wasting your time. Using a modulo operator, I'm going to do this. The remainder value will be 0 or a 1. Let's execute this program. I'm giving value as a 12. 0. The remainder value of 12 is a 0. I'm re-executing this program. I'm giving value as a 9. The remainder value of 9 is a 1. I'm re-executing this program and I'm giving value as a 55. The remainder value of 55 is 1. Those who don't know how to calculate a remainder manually, let's understand how to calculate manually a remainder. Sorry, just a minute. And for your kind information, I missed this in the last video. Whatever the value stored in a heap segment, it's stored in a binary form, not a decimal form. To show you as an example, I write in using decimal form. But whenever the value stored in your RAM or in your hard disk, it will stored in a binary form. That's the zeros and ones. Next, let's understand how to calculate a remainder value for a specific number. Why I am teaching this, maybe few people may aware, but my students, most of the people don't know how to calculate a remainder value, so that I am also explaining this. There are 3 steps we need to follow to calculate the remainder value. Our first step is, first we need to divide the given value by 2. Our next step is, when we divide the value, we will get a coefficient. Okay, then our second step is, we need to multiply coefficient with 2 value. Then the third step, we need to subtract those values. Let's understand. What will our first step? To divide the given value by 2. If I divide the given value by 2, 6 divided by 2, then my coefficient is 3. If you see 3. Then what will be our second step? Our second step, we need to multiply the coefficient value with 2. If I multiply this 2 and 2 into 3, then the answer is 6. If you see this 6. Our third step is, we need to subtract this, both the value. Once I subtract, the value is 0 and this value is the remainder value and this is coefficient value and this is user given value 6 and this value is multiplied value. Hope I am clear. And if the remainder value is 0, then the value is an even number. Let's see one more scenario. The user is giving value as a 24. First step, what will be our first step? We need to divide the value. Once I divide the value, the coefficient is 12. And my second step is to multiply this coefficient with 2. If I multiply the value 2 into 12, the result is 24. If I see, I give the result as a 24. What will be our third step? We need to subtract this 2 value. This 2 value, 24 minus 24. Then we have a remainder as a 0. If the remainder is, if remainder is 0, then the value 24 is an even number. Coefficient value, we need to give a rounded value, so that if I divide 9 by 2, then the coefficient value is a 4. Why? Because we need to give the rounded value. Actually, the answer is 4.3 something. Okay, the coefficient value is 2. What will be our second step? We need to calculate. We need to multiply this 2 value. 2 into 4, the value is 8. Our third step is, we need to minus the value. If you minus, we will get remainder as a 1. If the 1 is a remainder, then the value is an odd number. I am removing this print function. Within using a if statement, I am going to give the condition that if we all know that if the remainder value is 0, then it is an even number. So that I am giving condition as a remainder value equal to 0. If condition is true, I need to print it is a even number. If the condition false, then the remainder value is 1. So that in the else part, I need to print as a odd number. Let's execute this program. I'm giving value as a 9. It is an odd number, and also I want to print the remainder value. Let's print the remainder value. I'm giving value as a 55. If you see, the remainder is 1 and it is an odd number. Let's test this code. First, we are getting the input value assigned to this number. Within this, we are giving a condition using a modulo operator. We are calculating the remainder value. Once the remainder value calculated, then the remainder value assigned to rest variable. Here we are printing the rest value. That's mean remainder value. Within in the if statement, using if statement, if the remainder value is equal to 0, then it is an even number. Then I need to print as an even number. If the remainder value is a 1, then this condition is false. So that our Python interpreter directly go to else part without executing this print function. When the condition is false, our Python interpreter directly go to else part and this print function will execute. It is an odd number. Let's hope you will get 100% clarity, because I think in my college after my graduation, I attended a product company interview. In the interview, I have this question to print a value even or a odd number. But at the time, I use a Java to write the code. But comparatively, using Python is easy to write the code. I'm re-executing this program. I'm giving value as a 4. If you see, now the remainder value is 1. So that the condition is true, this print function executed. Let's re-execute with one more value. As I'm re-executing the program, I'm giving the value as a 13. If you see, the remainder value is 1, so that this condition is false. Without executing this print function, our Python interpreter execute this else spot, this print function. Hope I am clear. That's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to discuss about nested if statement. Still we have a nested if. Stay tuned.